My name's Schirmer and I'm the founding director of Institute of Women International.
I'm Anne-Marije from the Netherlands, and I'm 47 years old. I'm a mother. I have a daughter and she's 15 years old now.
Yeah.
And I was born and raised in the northern of the Netherlands. And well, as a child, I was shy and smart.
Yeah.
Did my best at school, getting good grades, and I was, well, a sensitive person, I think. After my high school, I went to the university because, at a young age, I wanted to be one thing, and that was a physician.
How long had you wanted to be a physician, and was that something that was put on you by your parents? Were they in that industry, or?
No. I have some uncles who were physicians, but very interested in working human body works and anatomy and physiology, and well, I really enjoyed that.
Right.
So after that, I studied for 5 years, and then in the Netherlands we have 2.5 years internships, and then you are a physician. And after that, I wanted to. At first, I wanted to be a general practitioner, but to get in the training program, that's difficult. You have to get into the training program. So I did another pediatrician physician assistant, and there I was offered a pediatrician in training program and also a PhD program. So they said, "Oh, you can be a pediatrician. It takes you 6 years, and then you have also a PhD degree." And well, at that time, I think I was 24 years, something like that. And,
how long had you been studying before that?
I started when I was 18. So 18, and then 5 years, 2.5 years extra, and then 3 years. Well, I lost count. So it's in your 20s that you are in. Looking for a specialty that you're interested in, and then you have to do a lot of work to get in the program. I worked 60 till 80 hours in a week. At that time, I decided not to be to start the pediatrician training program, and that was because 2 reasons. I really wanted to start a family. And I thought that's not to combine. And actually, I thought a PhD program. Oh, I'm not that smart. I can do that. That's in 6 years. Oh, so I was really insecure of my own capacities. That's something that runs through my life. So I resigned the PhD program, and then I started the general practitioner training, and after 1 year I quit, and that was not because they thought that I was doing a bad job or was not good for my patients. On the contrary, everybody said I was a really good doctor, but it wasn't healthy for myself. After that, I worked as a physician in different fields for a couple of years, and from 2007 I'm an educator, so I still work sort of in the medical field, so I still use my education. I'm actually training physician assistants to be assistants of physicians.
Yeah.
And that's what I see in the field, that a lot of people choose healthcare because they're caring and social people, and it can be a tough business, a tough field to work in. And
so if you had those insecurities and you struggle with that responsibility, so would you say you burnt out, or?
I wasn't diagnosed, but I had insomnia. I was crying on my way to work. I couldn't do it anymore. To have the responsibility, I was insecure, and when you are tired and when you're exhausted because you have weekends shift, and then you have to make a decision, well, then you can make wrong decisions. And I couldn't handle that. So that was, security is raising, and then you are afraid making choices, and then making difficult, wrong decisions. Times that you think, well, I have to sit on the other side of the table because I'm actually a patient. I'm not a doctor anymore.
So basically, you left because of your own health.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought I quit now. I have to work on some things because I have to learn to say no. I have to set my own boundaries, and after that I can start the program again. Well, my life went different, but that's for me. It's okay now. But that my heart is with all the female doctors who are in that specific time of their career.
Do you think that it's more with women than men in the industry that have those insecurities?
Yeah, and I won't say that there aren't men that are experience the same issues as dealing with the responsibility to be a physician, but I think the women we have the zorg. I say we have the zorggen, the care gene. We tend to care very much for other
Very
people.
much. So would you say that that makes women kind of,
vulnerable.
yeah, because they're all in.
Yeah.
They can't separate work from who they are. Maybe they're too empathetic.
Yeah, and they want to be a good practitioner. A lot of women have some insecurity about their bodies and about their intelligence, and
Yes, and it's
they are very reflective. So after a situation, they reflect on it. So what have I have done wrong, and what could I have
they beat
done
themselves
better?
up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, trying to strive to be perfect, trying to be good enough. Good enough. It comes back to that, doesn't it? And what I find interesting is most people would just naturally assume a doctor, no matter what, just because of that title, absolutely must have it all going on. But at the heart of anything is the person, isn't it? It doesn't matter.
Starting to change, but predominantly a male. Now there are more than 50% women into the medical school, so it's changing. But is it okay to be vulnerable, to say to your colleagues that you had a tough night shift and that you think that you're insecure? And it's a sort of tough time, and especially when you're in training, then you don't want to show that vulnerability because you want the grades and you want to continue in your training program. So it's I assume it can be a lonely time, and there should be more intervention and supervision and coaching, and it's the urgency is there. And so I see in the Netherlands, in the Dutch healthcare system, that it's changing. And well, it should be, because 1 out of 5 medical doctors in training have burnout symptoms. 1 out of 5. So, and a lot of them quit like I did, and I think that's a pity because it's lots of potential.
Well, imagine if you had those insecurities and didn't have any issue about the responsibility, and where would you be? By setting women free of their past insecurities or what's built up inside of them, and just have them stand in their power and be able to cope and deal with life. I think that we'd have a lot of women in leadership positions because of our caring gene, as you put it.
Yeah. The responsibility, you should feel it, of course, but not the second being tough for yourself when you make a mistake. You're doing the best you can, the best to your best ability.
Would you call that
and that should be enough.
Yes. Would you call that imposter syndrome then, where you're not allowed to let anyone see because it may affect your job?
Yeah. I think that's the case. It's okay to rethink and reflect, or it's okay, you should reflect on your professional decisions and your behavior, but not too long. So I think when you're taking it home, keeping you awake at night, then that's too much. That part, Creatrix can fix some things, so the insecurity, so you can be on a healthy way, you can deal with the responsibility.
Exactly. I find that interesting. 1 in 5, and it's not just that. It's in a lot of caring roles as well, and there's just not a lot of support really to help people when they're not coping. Be okay to say so and not have to, not continue their work. Just simply be able to have a way to deal with it fairly quickly, keep themselves strong internally, and be able to continue on their journey instead of letting it stop their dreams. What actually attracted you to Creatrix?
I divorced, and after that, well, for me, that was a wake-up call.
Right.
Self-love was not in my dictionary.
Yes.
So after that, I did several things, and then Creatrix came on my path. Here in the Netherlands, Nicolien set up the training, and it came across my timeline on Facebook, and well, it just hit me. I thought, oh, if that's true, and certain things, the gender specificity is what attracted me. And well, I read it, and I just felt I had to do Creatrix. And am I going to look for a Creatrix transformologist or doing the course myself? And I decided the latter. I'm now a Creatrix transformologist as well, so I can help other women to, well, get rid of the blocks and the issues that they experience.
Exactly.
So I'm really proud.
Yeah, exactly. Why? Because one of the things we do is we don't take anyone on to be a transmologist unless they're willing to face themselves and clear out their stuff so that they can be nice and strong to move forward, so that, and that's one of our foundational principles, is be a role model and use the tool as much as you have to till you get to that point. And then you can help a lot more people, because you won't burn out, you'll be resilient, you will have the tool available, because we make that available in-house for all of the transmologists, so that they can always be moving forward, that they're never going to hit a glass ceiling. Every time they sense that glass ceiling, we just keep shattering it and shattering it and shattering it. So that, what did you have to deal with, released you the most to not have the insecurities like you had them before?
Oh, that's a tough question, because it's so much.
So much, yeah.
The biggest one, that's I am good enough.
Yeah.
So I am allowing myself to learn, experience, laugh at myself, and that's so big. That's seeing yourself in the mirror and think, oh, I'm a nice person. So it gave me so much self-confidence.
Mm.
And the second, peace of mind.
Mm.
Yeah, that's so. I was an analytical thinker, always in my head.
Because you were an A student as well, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you would have had such a high expectation on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, critical. So much self-critical inner voices all the time. Oh, it made me it's exhaustion. Peace of mind, and everybody in life experiences stress, and that's part of life. But I can handle it a lot more relaxed. And it's not so much of a big deal anymore. I can really feel what the best thing is to do. So it's not. I'm not relying so much more on my thinking, and it's more aligned with my head is working, but I trust my gut feeling and my heart feeling a lot more. Yeah.
Which is the way a woman can do it. She doesn't have to do it exactly the same as a man. A man loves a plan, a strategy, execute. Whereas a woman needs to trust herself.
Yeah, I know what I want in a big picture, and I'm taking the actions and doing my thing. So it's more flow and not working that hard and thinking that hard. So, and that makes that I'm enjoying my life so much more. So, yeah.
That's great. That's great. If you get nothing else out of Creatrix, you get that, don't you? You just get have a peace of mind. You get a headspace that you don't have to do so much critical thinking, because you just kind of lead yourself instead.
Yeah, that's the big peace of mind.
What would you love to say to maybe other professionals who are experts in their field, who have done a lot of, academic education. What would you like to say to them? Maybe some that just shut us down without even having a go. What would you say to them? Because let's face it, we're not your standard. We don't have the scientific data because, we haven't got the equipment. We really do need to do brain scans. We really do need to do brain scans and analyse all sorts of stress level type, maybe get external studies and things like that. It's a very high investment. I've already looked into it, and we do need about 5 million, and we just don't have 5 million at the moment. But, I have been just plodding along, flying under the radar, releasing women from their deep, even their ancestral blocks, doesn't matter where it comes from, but releasing them now for 7 years. I'm just curious, what would you say to people, maybe in your field, to just help them trust maybe that something might work outside the box?
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting question, because for me, I was educated to be an evidence-based medical practitioner. So the medical field relies on evidence and science, and for me, this was different, and especially as you say, epigenetics and ancestral trauma. Well, that's not what I learned in school, but on the other hand, for me, I was stuck, and I was so tired of it, and I wanted to get a better life for myself and for my daughter. So that was for me the core that I just jumped in. And for me, I looked at the internet all over the place to find negative reviews. I couldn't find any, so I just thought I jump in. And I'm not disappointed. So, and for me, practice-based, I can see my results. I feel different. I think different. I act different. My family notices. People at my work and my friends notice. So they think I'm more relaxed. I look younger.
Yes.
Yeah. So now I was always looking at this. No. So and that is practice based, and when you see the breakthroughs after a few sessions and the progress women make, and how happy they are and how easy. For me, evidence-based would be fine. So when you have 5 million, I'm going to join you to do the research.
Well, I mean, look,
for me, we just have to continue doing our great job, and more people can see the benefits and the positive results. Good enough.
Innovation starts somewhere. It's somewhere. And the very first stage is always usually copying it.
Yeah, and cutting the head off. So.
I honestly wanted to quit so long ago, many times. I was told, I've been called all sorts of things. I've been told that, I'm doing all sorts of things. But I do just good results with everyday people that they just have to be open and ready, and they will get the result. They have to be ready to go. They have to fully participate.
Oh, yes.
And they have to give it a good crack, and they have to be pretty stuck to even notice the outcome. So it's somebody like that it's good for. And I think that where I see it, the industry I've always been in is entrepreneurs, women leaders, and, working with women from particularly caregiving industries, women's empowerment and leadership, and it's the same. It's just the same across the board. The same issues. Don't feel good enough. Don't feel smart enough. Don't feel like I can charge for money. My services aren't worthy enough. Can't handle the responsibility. They feel the pain of their clients too much, and then that causes burnout. So actually, the very thing that a lot of people are teaching in the industry now, which is empathy, is actually a part of the problem, because there's a way to do it and a way not to do it. If you do it at the wrong time, you're going to take all that on and it's too much pressure. Trust if you've got good tools, trust your tools and just do it, and know when to associate and when to disassociate to get the best outcome for them, but to keep your health whole and keep yourself whole and mentally and emotionally healthy. So could you just want to share what your dream is in the future to do as a transformologist? Because you haven't been an entrepreneur before, so now you're setting up your own business. What's your goals and dreams? Who is it that you want to help?
My goals and dreams are to help female physicians in training, because, as I told you earlier, I think there's a lot of suffering and loss of potential, and I think they have to make clear choices. And when you're stuck and suffering from insecurity, then that makes that you make eventually possibly a choice to quit the profession, and maybe you regret that afterwards. So to follow your heart. So female physician assistants, but of physicians and the physician assistants, and also in the educational field, it's the same. I think a lot of teachers are also giving their hearts and everything to the students and the children. And there's also a high burnout rate, so possibly that's my audience as well.
Well, the thing is, there's a great ripple effect. When you help a leader or somebody who's in the community trying to do good work, if you help her, that ripples and helps so many people. Oh, you're right. And not only the woman herself and her choices in the career, but also her family and relatives and children. I think, the peace of mind, that's a big ripple, and the self-love. Self-love, that's it. Too many women are not happy with themselves. So, and if we can help women just stand in their power, like who they are, get rid of those insecurities, then they can make choices, they can listen to their gut, and then be able to move forward accordingly to keep to what they really do want, not what they feel pressured to doing.
And that's such a funny thing, because when I was thinking about it, I think I thought rationally, I thought, I'm smart and I'm good enough, but it didn't feel that way. So that's the alignment, and I think that a lot of women can relate to that they tell themselves, oh, you're beautiful, but they don't feel it, or they tell themselves, I'm good at my work, but they see the negative and they see the failure and they see the imperfection, and Well,
you can read 1,000 self-help books that say, believe in yourself. It doesn't actually, whereas Creatrix,
it stays here and you don't feel it.
To me it's like we've got glad wrap. I don't know what you call it in the Netherlands, but plastic cling wrap. And we're trying to eat the self-esteem we get from books, but it won't go in. And I think with Creatrix, it's just like taking the cling wrap off, and you actually know it now. You don't have to doubt it anymore.
You can digest it internally. Oh, that's a good metaphor.
Thank you, Anna Marie. Hang on, let's get it right. Anna Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Have a
nice
day
evening.
over there in the Netherlands.